This is Jim Williams, and this is my audition tape for Ready Chef Go. Alright, I like to cook a lot of barbecue, and I do it low and slow. I do it on the smoker, and it takes a lot of time. Because of that, I usually do a lot on the smoker. It's not worth doing 8 hours if you're doing one helping of something. So I end up with a lot of leftover things, especially like pulled pork, which everybody loves. However, no one wants to eat pulled pork sandwiches for an entire week. So I wanted to come up with a way to make something where I can use the pulled pork, but change it up a little bit and not get it tired for everyone. So I came up with the idea of pulled pork pizza. We're going to replace barbecue sauce instead of the marinara sauce that you would normally put on a pizza. So we're going to brush this on here. There we go. I want to get a nice good layer of this on. I also don't particularly want to put Italian cheeses like you would normally put on a pizza on a pulled pork sandwich, so I don't want to put them on a pulled pork pizza either. So I have replaced the Italian cheeses with some Colby Jack. And as soon as I get this sauce on there we go, that should be enough. We're going to put our pulled pork on there. This is leftover from the last batch that I made. Let's make sure we get plenty on there. Nobody likes a wimpy pizza. Say if you can cover the entire thing, that's better than only having 3 little clumps of meat on there. Okay, that covers that. Now, I like a lot of cheese on my pizza, so I'm going to make sure we get good coverage on this. The crust is partially baked already. I've found that, at least in my oven, if I follow the directions for cooking a pizza crust and I put all the toppings on while the dough is still raw, it doesn't get completely done in the middle. That may have something to do with the fact that I put a couple inches of cheese sometimes on my pizza. But I like to bake the crust halfway, then put my toppings on and bake it the rest of the way. It keeps the cheese from burning, it keeps the dough from being soggy, and it just makes an all-around better pizza. I stuttered. Alright, this pizza is almost finished baking, but not quite. Now I know when I eat a pulled pork sandwich, I like to have a little texture on there, something with some crunch. A lot of people, including me, like something like coleslaw on top of their pulled pork sandwich. But I couldn't figure out a good way to get coleslaw on top of a pizza without just making a mess. So, I'm going with some fried onions. Sprinkle them on the top. I'm going to put them in the oven for another few minutes and just let those brown up and crisp up. Get a little crunch on here, and we should have ourselves a delicious pulled pork pizza in about another 5 minutes. I'm cooking this on 425. That's the recommended temperature for this particular pizza crust that I'm using. I would recommend following the instructions, and like I said, I found that it works best if I cook it halfway, then put my toppings on and finish it off. The reason I didn't put the onions on at the beginning is because they will brown up very quickly, and they tend to get too dark and a little bit bitter if you put them on too early. So we're going to pop this in for another couple minutes. Alright, this thing smells done, and it also looks done. Here we have our delicious pulled pork pizza. Something fun to do with leftovers. Don't forget, just because you haven't personally had something doesn't mean it's a bad idea to make it. Give it a try. You never know what you'll come up with when you're in the kitchen. Don't be afraid to play around. Enjoy.